Hey everyone, Jarek here, and in these boxes I have the new Worker Gen 3 darts. In this box is the Worker Gen 3 lightweight, and in this box is the Worker Gen 3 heavyweight. These were actually sent to me from Out of Darts. I'm not under any obligation to make a video, this video is not sponsored, he just wanted me to test the new darts and report back with how they performed. I get unreasonably excited about new darts though for multiple reasons. One, possibly better performance, and two, it's always a struggle to pick up darts on camera. Generally, I find lighter colored darts are the ones that are easiest to be seen. That's why I run with bamboo darts so often in videos, but never actually on the field. I'm still looking for bright yellow darts that are actually good quality. The closest we got are Worker Gen 2s, and those are not very good. Anyway, we're gonna be testing these, and I'm going to be doing two different tests. The first one is a chrono, and the second one is an accuracy test. I need multiple different blasters. I need a springer and a flywheeler. So I'm actually going to be using 3 blasters for this. For the accuracy portion, I'm going to be using this guy right here, the X-Shot long shot. I know this thing's pretty accurate, I've shot it quite a bit, so I'm familiar with it. And for the flywheeler, I wanted a semi-auto for obvious reasons. It's behind me, I'm not going to pull it out. It's the new Nerf Pro Strife X. For the chrono, I'll still be using the Strife X, but for the springer, I'll be chronoing with this. This is a unicorn blaster. It is a lot more consistent for velocity than this thing kind of fluctuates by like 20 FPS at times, so I wanted something more consistent for the chrono numbers. And if you're wondering what they look like, the purple head is the lightweight, the green head is the heavyweight. In my mind, I don't know why I think lighter color, lighter dart, but it's in reverse. I'm hoping these work quite well because I'm also hoping that the green head is easy to see on camera. Probably nowhere near as easy to see as a bamboo dart, so most likely going to continue using those for video purposes, but hey, maybe better performance, who knows? Let's start with the springer and using basic Worker Gen 3 darts for a baseline. Okay, seems pretty consistent, about 135, 140 with basic Worker Gen 3 darts. Next up are the lightweight Worker Gen 3. If theory is true, these should shoot a little harder. Yeah, it seems so. We got a good 30 FPS boost from those darts alone. Okay, not exactly 30. It went from 135, 140 to 155, 160. That's still a good boost. All right, now here's the heavyweights. These should drop below 130. If we see it that much of a decrease as the other ones, it may get down to like 110. Yeah, okay, so we definitely dropped about 10-15 feet per second. It's now shooting anywhere between 117 to 120s-ish compared to the basic Worker Gen 3s, which are 135, 140. All right, flywheeler time. Basic Worker Gen 3s just for a baseline. Okay, so with basic Worker Gen 3s, we're getting roughly 160, low 160s. That's been the biggest outlier at 157, so pretty consistent about 160. All right, lightweight time. We should, in theory, we could be getting close to 200 FPS with this if it's anything like what happened with the springers. And this is out a base, not modified Nerf brand product. It's kind of insane. Not seeing as much of a boost of velocity like we did with the springers. Couple of FPS more, but nothing too insane so far. Now let's go to the heavyweights. These should drop some. Okay, yeah, so we dropped about 10 FPS in the Strife Pro when it comes to the heavyweight darts. So those did make a difference. All right, I got 3 magazines loaded up. Basic Worker Gen 3s, lightweight, heavyweight. I don't have the most amount of range. Pretty much any blaster is going to be able to hit a person-sized target at the end of the hallway easily, 10 times out of 10. But that target down there is fairly small. Once I have the sights on the target, I'm just going to be holding it still. I'm not going to be adjusting and seeing how many hits I'll get. Also, apology for the dirty carpet. New roommate moved in. We haven't gotten a chance to vacuum it yet. Okay, basic Worker Gen 3s as a baseline. Oh, also, taking the scar barrel off, because this is not what we're testing. We know a scar barrel will help with accuracy. We're just testing the darts. Okay, so the grouping is actually not bad. Like by default, this is a pretty accurate blaster, but that target is 3 inches-ish at about 30 feet away to give you an idea of what we're shooting at. And yeah, I could see the darts kind of swerving off, just barely missing the target. Again, if you're shooting at a person, it's gonna hit it, but I guess this is a good enough test. Let's move over to the lightweight darts, purple. Gotta remember that. I don't know why I associate lighter color with lightweight, but I do. Anyway, purple darts. These are the lightweight ones. We should see a big variance. There you go. Mag wasn't locking in. Yeah, so it definitely did seem to have more erratic shots, but they're definitely shooting harder. I mean, even visually without using a chrono, I can see they're shooting harder. Okay, so for the default Worker Gen 3s, we're getting about a 4 or 5 inch spread. For the lightweights, we're getting close to the same spread, but occasionally one of the darts will just really go off like a lot more wild than the other ones. So let's see if that changes with the heavyweights. I'm having to aim higher. I'm noticing that. Yeah, the grouping was definitely better. Once I realized the darts were shooting a little lower than the others, which I'm amazed that made that much of a difference, even at only this range. Yeah, they definitely do seem to be more accurate. If I had to guess, the grouping was probably about 4 inches from about 30 feet away with a scarless long shot. So that's pretty good. And just for giggles, let's put a mag through it where I put the scar barrel back on, just because I want to see it. Okay, scar barrel, heavyweight Worker Gen 3s. In theory, this should be the best setup for accuracy. star barrels work. It's not exactly a revelation, but pretty accurate. All right, flywheeler time. Now, in theory, the basic Worker Gen 3s and the lightweights should basically do the same. The chrono numbers were pretty dang similar, so I'm not expecting to see a huge difference here, and maybe a slight boost for these. I don't know if I have enough range to even show that off, but let's see. Starting with the basic Worker Gen 3s for a baseline. We had something good going on there, and then they started going every direction. Yeah, I mean, basic flywheeler performance. If that was a person down there, every shot would have hit. Keep in mind, pretty small target. All right, let us go with the lightweights. I'm expecting something similar. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. When it's accurate, it shoots straight, but every once in a while you're getting one that goes way off. Most of the time, like 75% of the time, the spread you're getting is like 6 inches, and then combined with the rest of those shots, it goes up to like 10. So I'm interested to see if the heavyweights are going to change that at all. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it still basically performs the same. Like the flywheeler performance is what you would expect. You still do occasionally get an errant shot, flies off to the side, but it's nowhere near as extreme with these darts. Like it definitely made a big difference. A lot of those shots that hit the target, well, not a lot, but like half of the shots that hit the target were kind of hitting more of the edges. And had I been using any of the other darts, they would have just missed the target. So it definitely makes a pretty big difference. The grouping definitely shrunk. So where does that leave us with these new darts? Well, they do more or less exactly what they advertised to do. With springers, the lightweights shot harder, the heavyweights were more accurate, exactly as you'd expect. In flywheelers, at least the Nerf Pro Strife, I didn't really see much of a difference between the basic Worker Gen 3s and the lightweights, but the heavyweights definitely were more accurate. If you're wanting more performance, these seem to be the way to go. To be honest, I'm not really sure when you need lightweight darts anyway. I can't think of a time I'd want my 150 plus FPS flywheeler to be shooting harder. I mean, that's fine. I'd prefer to have more accuracy if I'm going to games regardless. I'm sure there's a niche application for these, I just can't think of them off the top of my head. Either way, I would highly recommend these. These actually work really well. I don't know how they picked up on camera. I hope they pick up well because this is a bright green tip. These will be perfect to use in videos for me, so let's see. Huge thanks to Out of Darts for sending these my way. My old Worker Gen 3s were really starting to get worn in anyway. I used fresh ones for this video, but those are the little batch I have left that came with another blaster. So yeah, I was definitely needing new darts, and this came at the right time. So again, thanks to Out of Darts for sending these out over here. Thanks for watching the video. See you next time.